The name of this chapter, chapter 3, is Why Won't You Feed Me? This chapter is especially sad for me to relay. I'm sure, yes, all of them are, even some that aren't as heavy, are sad for me, but this one is particularly sad. Of course, as I've said, I was making it a habit of being with my mother at her home several days of each week. And I thought that was important because, I could spend time with her. I could do chores around the house. I could just spoil her, which I did. And I especially spoiled her with her favorite food, her favorite dish that I fixed, which was a dish called chili mac and cornbread. And the chili mac was simply spaghetti mixed with chili and, hamburger and all of that. It's really, really good. And Mommy loved it. And I would make cornbread to go with it. And then I made sure she had her little dessert and everything. Please excuse me. And I did everything I could to spoil her. At this point, everything was conjecture on our part as far as what was going on with Mommy's health. We didn't really know, with certainty that she had dementia, but we would find that out way down the line. So I come over and I have Mommy's food. I come in and I have all of my things because I'm just getting to her house, and she's looking really, really happy, and she has a big smile on her face. And she said, I said, Mommy, I brought your chili mac and your cornbread. And she was like, you did, babe? She said, that's so good. She said, I want some right now. I want some right now. And so I heated her up some, and I gave it to her, and she tore it up. She was eating that cornbread and chili mac like a hurdler. I mean, she wasn't even really hungry. She just loved that. So she ate it, and I was smiling, and we were laughing and talking. So I said, okay, Mommy, I'm going into the kitchen because there were a lot of dirty dishes, and I was washing dishes, and she screamed for me. This is about maybe a half hour to an hour later. Please excuse me. And so I come into her room, and I said, you okay, Mommy? Do you need something? And she started crying. And I said, Mommy, what's wrong? Are you okay? Are you hurt? And she said, I'm so hungry. She said, and I just don't understand how you can treat me like this. I've been a good mother to you and your sister and your brothers. I've been a good mother. She said, how can you see me hungry and won't give me anything to eat? How can you do that to me? And I'm looking at Mommy, and I said, Mommy, I did give you something to eat, remember? I brought the chili mac and the cornbread, and you ate it, and you told me how much you liked it. And she said, look, don't lie on me. Don't lie on me. I'm not crazy. I know if I've eaten something. And she was dead serious. So then I said, okay, Mommy, I'm sorry. I said, I probably just forgot. 'cause I came in and I was so busy, I thought I gave it to you. I'll get you something to eat. Now, mind you, this was kind of what I did all of the time with Mommy, during this journey with her dementia. I never, ever questioned what Mommy said. So if Mommy said something 50 times, I always acted like what she said I was hearing for the first time. If she said I didn't do something for her, I always apologized and said, I'm sorry, Mom. I'll take care of that right now. And I did that because there were times when Mommy was more herself, when she realized that something was wrong, and that would make her cry. And I didn't want her to think that something was wrong with her, and I didn't want her to worry. And it wasn't a big deal for me to say, okay, Mommy, you know what? I'm sorry. I thought I gave you the food. I'll get you something right now. So that's what I did, and I fixed her another helping of chili mac and cornbread, but I made it a small helping. Mommy didn't eat a lot anyway, but when it was something she liked, she would. But this time, because I knew she had eaten, I just gave her a little bit, and she said, why are you being so stingy? And I said, Mommy, I'll give you more. I just don't want you to get a stomach ache. So she ate it, and she was eating slowly because she didn't realize she had eaten. She was eating slowly and watching her little programs, her little reality shows. And I said, you want some dessert, Mommy? And she said, not yet, maybe later. And then an hour or so later, the same thing happened. She started crying and saying, how can you not feed your own mother? God is going to whip you. He's going to whip you because you know you're no good to do that to me. You know I've been a good mother to you. And by this point, I would cry and I would say, I'm sorry, Mom. Maybe I didn't give you enough. She said, no, it's not that you didn't give me enough. You didn't give me anything. And I said, well, maybe I said, Mommy, the kids were asking for food too, so I probably gave them your helping, and I intended to make more for you, and I didn't get around to it. I'll get you something right away. And I made her another small helping of chili mac and cornbread, and I put it on her bed, and she was just looking sad. She never touched it. And I said, Mommy, why aren't you eating? And she said, I don't know. Probably I waited so long to eat that I just don't have an appetite for it right now. She said, but you're such a good daughter. She said, thank you for making it for me, Pook. She said, I love you, babe. And I said, Mommy. And that's when I knew this wasn't conjecture on our part. We weren't speculating. We didn't have a diagnosis from a doctor, but my brother's a doctor and he suspected it, and I'm not a doctor, and I knew something was taking my mother over, taking over her mind, and her ability to know, to understand. But I had to be strong because more was coming. More was coming. This is the end of this chapter.